Woo. Let's get that sun out of there. Find a good angle. I don't have any good angles. Can you see the lake back there? There it is. Anyhow. Well, it's Smitty from Kevin's Solar Adventures here. It's kind of cool to wake up in the morning and see your Bluetti EB240 wake up with you. What I mean by that is, you know, when the sun starts peeking over the horizon, those solar panels get a little bit of sunlight, and the charge of the EB light comes on, and it's kind of like, okay, here we go, another day of free energy. Anyhow, I wanted to talk about my microwave oven. So solar power and solar systems have a few Achilles heels, like AC units, microwave ovens, high wattage appliances, heaters. I'm going to do a video about heaters in the future. I've got different size space heaters I want to try. Anyhow, microwave ovens, you know, they run at a certain power, and if you run them at a lower power, they don't actually change power level. They pulse the food. They cycle it on, off, on, off. It lets it rest, and then it heats it and lets it rest. Basically, what that does is it's a slower process to get the food heated up rather than blasting it for a minute or however long. But the wattage readings on microwaves can be complicated. People think when a microwave says 900 watts that's the power it consumes. That's not true. That's the power it cooks with. It actually will consume 300 to 400 more watts than rated. So my 900 watt microwave tries to run at 1290 watts. So it shuts off my Bluetti or any inverter that's 1000 watts or less. So my point here is sometimes you have to scale your appliances rather than scaling the system up and down. You have that option. You can either buy appliances that work with your solar system, or you can upgrade your solar system. Right now I'm using a very simple system. It's a Bluetti and solar panels with long cable runs. I wanted to build one, but to start out I thought I'd go this route. This is getting to be way too long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my new microwave, which is a 700 watt microwave. It's a 0.7 cubic foot. It's probably the smallest microwave you can buy, but it peaks at 1050. So if I can pulse my food with a maximum of 1050 and get the EB240 to run and work with this oven, I'm going to switch out my microwave oven. I don't need it to cook a Thanksgiving turkey. I just need to heat up popcorn, maybe a plate of food, coffee, other things. So the 0.7 cubic foot will work. A 700 watt microwave could be great. It'll also conserve energy. So I'm going to do that test on this to see how it works. So maybe if you need to do the same, you can just go out and buy one with confidence after I've taken the hit. Stand by. Okay, this is one of those Mainstays. It's a Walmart brand microwaves. Generically every brand sells a 0.7 cubic foot 700 watt microwave. It's the smallest you can buy. And the old one is down here. It's a Sharp Carousel. They make a 700 watt version of this, but I couldn't find it anywhere in stainless steel, and I wanted stainless steel. So anyways, the 900 watt version fails miserably. If you're going to use it with an EB240 or any solar generator rated for less than 1000 watts with the inverter, you're going to be screwed. So let's go ahead and run this thing. I'm going to run it for a minute and see what the kilowatt meter says. So let's go ahead and push 1. So it's running. The EB240 is down below. I didn't bring it up for this test. But if this thing cuts off, we'll know it didn't make it. So right now, 988 watts. And let's look at the functions here. 109 volts, 9.32 amps, and the high is 988. Still running. Of course, we know that with the EB240, it should run for 2 minutes if the wattage is over 1200 watts. Right now, the fact that it's under 1,000 means this microwave will cook and it will not shut off my EB240, which is great news. I'm going to basically replace the big one with the smaller one and just scale down my appliances. There's my coffee maker that works with it, my fridge that works with the EB240. I'm happy about those. So let's go ahead and run this thing for more than 2 minutes because we know it would shut off in high wattage situations. Let's run it for 2 minutes and do that test. I'm going to go for 3 just to push it. Okay, the 3-minute test. I'm not going to make you stand here and watch the whole 3 minutes, but I'll hit it for 3. And let's see what the kilowatt meter says. 900, 936. I've noticed even the other microwave, it was rated at 1300 watts. It ran at 1290, so I'm glad this is running at a little lower power. That means I won't use as much and it won't pop anything. So I'm going to let this thing run for 3 minutes and I'll do the countdown to 3 minutes when it comes up. But right now things are looking really successful with this Mainstays microwave. I'm going to replace the old one with this one and I'll be able to use my Bluetti anytime. So we're beyond 2 minutes. We're almost up to 3 minutes here. 893 is the high wattage on this run. So it runs a little less than it was earlier. I'm gonna throw some coffee in here or some water to cook. But anyways, that's a 3-minute run right there with a 700 watt microwave on full power. So mission accomplished, man. Let's go ahead and put some a load in this. I don't know if it's going to make a difference in the cooking wattage. It probably won't, but I'm going to do it anyways to make sure. Let's cook this breakfast sandwich and see how she runs. This is a 2-minute cook. Usually my 900 watt at 2 minutes cooks this thing perfectly. Let's see what the 700 watt does in the comparison to the heating power that it uses, and how I'll have to vary my routine to make my sandwiches perfect with a lower wattage microwave. So let's put it on 2 minutes and run it. I'm going to reset this watt meter and let it see if it changes anything. So that's reset. Breakfast sandwich is in. 910 watts. .5 amps right now. 908 is the low. 910 is the high. I'm glad this thing is running under 1,000 watts. I'll tell you what though, this thing does get really warm. I think it's probably not an uncommon issue, but make sure you got these things well vented when they're in your RV or your boat or wherever at your home. I'll count down to that last few minutes and we'll see how the sandwich came out. Okay, we're almost 2 minutes in to cooking a sandwich. I know it's a weird little test, but it actually is real life for me. I eat these every day for breakfast, so we got 2 minutes. My 900 watt microwave would normally cook this thing to its full potential. Now, as a 700 watter, it's not going to cook with as much power. And I can tell right now the sandwich is cold on one side. So that means that, we knew this would happen though. A lesser wattage microwave is not going to cook things the same way. So I'm going to put it in for another 30 seconds to see if we can get it to where it needs to be. So I'll have to adjust my cooking times on everything, which is not a big deal. I don't mind that as long as I don't error message my Bluetti. I can run this thing for another 30 seconds and it's no big deal. But not be able to use my 900 water was a problem with the Bluetti. Now I go out in the lake, have quiet power, and heat up stuff when I need to. So there's another half a minute. Let's go ahead and pop this thing out of here. Okay. It feels fully cooked. I'm gonna let that just sit there. So the moral of the story is, add 30 seconds to everything you cook. The bigger it is, the more that time will go up. But still a victory. So in summary, this is a successful test of this microwave. 900 watt microwaves do not like the Bluetti EB240 or either 150. The inverter is just not enough. With this 700 watt microwave, specifications say it maxes out at 1050 as far as how many watts it draws. Using my meter, it only got up to about 980 tops, and it ran for 2-3 minutes. I cooked some food in this thing, so yeah, it was a successful mission here, and I'm glad I can replace the 900 watt with the 700 watt microwave and have no issues with my solar generator at all. One thing I will have to do though is reassess my cook times on things I normally cook, add some time to that because it's a lower wattage microwave and it cooks with lower power, which is great. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with scaling down my appliances to fit my solar situation. Bigger is not always better. It can be. I can't run my AC with this thing yet. There's a few other things I may not be able to run with it, but pretty much everything on my boat runs with my Bluetti EB240. I love this thing. I think I've got an AC 200 coming, so yay, early bird special. I'm going to brag about that a little bit. Let's see if I get it, hopefully in September, October. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this thing up, and you can confidently buy a 700 watt microwave and have it work with your Bluetti EB240 or 150. I'm real happy about that. So now I've got solar power from my microwave, and I can cook coffee and make stuff, popcorns and foods, and anyways, bachelor stuff. See you on the water, man. Enjoy the sun.